Doesn't fall from trees, but 24 homeowners feel like they threw their money away after a tree contractor cashed their checks and didn't do the work. Wave News troubleshooter Mark Stevens shows us one customer so upset that it became his own private eye. Mark.
Myra, Mike Hebert only lost a $350 deposit, but when he found customer after customer like him, he created his own dossier on the owner of Branchwalker Tree Service and turned it all over to police, begging them to do something. Now authorities have stepped in.
October, I believe it was, had him come out to look at this tree right here. He agreed to remove it for a very good price.
Mike Hebert's tree is still standing.
It's got a bit of a lean to it, and I think it may end up falling eventually.
Even though he hired Branchwalker Tree Service to take it down. Hebert says its owner, James Morgan, cashed his $350 deposit and never came back.
I never saw him again.
Upset, he turned a private eye and stumbled upon other customers who felt ripped off, like Linda Martin.
The tree was there dead, and the limb was up over the house. Honestly, I didn't want it to fall on my bedroom.
Martin got Morgan's business card from his mother. She says Morgan came right out when she called.
He come that same day.
But what really stumped her was her boyfriend's decision to pay Morgan in full, just over $1,000.
I don't think you need to pay for services until they're rendered. Anywho, we called his bank. It had already been cashed.
She says Morgan never came back to her house either. She sued him, won a judgment, but Morgan didn't pay and skipped his court hearings. Hebert tracked down 24 other customers who all had similar stories. He added up all their losses and says it's more than $10,000.
He needs stopped. He does.
Mike Hebert's private eye work is actually generating some results. Morgan now faces criminal charges, 2 cases in Clark County. He also faces a new case here in Floyd County, where the detective wrote in the police report that Morgan told him he cashed checks without providing services. Martin hired another company to do the tree work she'd paid Morgan for. Likely the same with Hebert, although he did think about cutting the tree down himself.
I probably could, but that's a lot of work, and I figure I'll just pay somebody else to do it.
We tried to speak with James Morgan outside of court, but his appearances so far have been online only. He told a Clark County judge he needs a public defender because he's still employed, but isn't getting a lot of business with all of this going on right now. Now, Morgan faces up to a decade in prison if convicted. A trial in Clark County was set for next year. He has not yet appeared on the Floyd County charges. Mark Stevens, Wave News.
And Wave News has